Alright guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to build this rig right here. So basically, this is a mobile streaming setup using your DSLR and a phone. Now, your DSLR is gonna be your DSLR camera to capture the footage, and your phone is gonna be your encoder streamer device, right? Streaming device. So basically, I'm capturing some footage through a beautiful lens, beautiful mirrorless camera here, right, with the, a good sensor and everything. So it's a high quality image, and I'm able to send this via HDMI. This is an HDMI cable that I'm sending that into my Android phone here. In my Android phone, I'm running an application called OmniStream. I'm gonna talk about it more later in this video, but basically what this application is allowing me to do, it is allowing me to stream to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, like so many streaming platforms that you can stream to. It also allows me to multi-stream. If I want to stream to YouTube and Facebook at the same time, it can do that from the same phone, right? Yeah, so another thing is like it also have some capabilities like SRT, right? If you want to send this signal to something like OBS or vMix or any other software that can take SRT, you can actually send this signal remotely from this camera, of course, via the phone, and send it to someone else in another studio anywhere in the world using SRT. So the application is super powerful. Full disclosure, I've been actually working with OmniStream. It's been over a year. I was creating some content for their application and I loved it. It's not perfect, but I really loved what they are doing and the features that they have been able to implement into the application that's running completely through this phone right here. Okay, so they even just released a new version for iOS. Right now we're still running on Android. We're gonna be using Android today, but they just released a new version for iOS users. I'm excited to test it out as well, so you can expect a video from me. But yeah, so this is what it looks like, and this is the rig, guys. I'm gonna show you everything that you need, guys. By the way, this is possible, of course, using just one camera like this one. But if you're doing like a mobile stream setup where you probably have multiple cameras and some sort of like a switcher, something like the ATEM Mini or any other switcher that can take some sort of multiple inputs, and you didn't have access to a network or something like that to be able to stream directly from the box, right? You can send basically any HDMI signal into the phone using the same concept, which is crazy. Now, another good thing that you're gonna love about this application or about this rig is the fact that actually with OmniStream, you can even do what they call, what's called network bonding, right? So let's say right now on my phone, I have, if you can see on the phone right now, it says 2/2 under this network signal, right? So basically I'm using the cellular network, right, from the phone. Plus, I'm also using the Wi-Fi because I'm connected to Wi-Fi. So OmniStream is actually able to bond both the Wi-Fi and the cellular network to be able to give me a stronger connection. So that's powerful. There's so many other ways to do some network bonding using OmniStream. I'm not gonna get into that, of course, but it's not taking much time. I'm just gonna show you guys everything that I've used to build this rig, guys, especially if you're doing some mobile streaming. You're really gonna love this. So let's not take much time. Let's get into it. All right, so guys, this is everything that I have to be able to build this rig. The first thing you're gonna need this little USB cable. Basically, it's a USB Type-C one end, and the other end is USB kind of female, right? So it's female and it's USB Type A, like normal USB, right? And yeah, so it's female because we're gonna need the natural capture card. So this is what you probably know what a capture card is, but this is what it looks like. One end HDMI and the other end is USB. Again, I'm using a very cheap capture card. If you can see, it costs like $10 or $15, really. And then another thing we're gonna need a normal HDMI cable. Now, I do recommend you use really like something that's very you know, very short, right? Keep it short because you don't need a super long HDMI cable. If you can get like maybe 1 foot or half, it will just do the job, right? Even this one, I feel like it's a little too long. And then you gotta do some sort of like phone clamp. I have this one that I love a lot, made by Ulanzi, right? But again, anything you can get from Amazon, it will work. And of course, you're gonna need your camera. Now, if you're using some, for me, I'm using a mirrorless camera. I'm using the Panasonic GH5, but again, any camera should work, right? It doesn't have to be the Panasonic GH5. You could use something like the Sony ZV-E10, it could, any camera, right? But the key is to really to have a camera that has some sort of HDMI, clean HDMI out, because that's the whole point. Because otherwise, you could still use the phone itself and OmniStream to be able to live stream. By the way, you don't have to use this camera, but the purpose of this video is to be able to get a better, because again, the phone's camera, yes, they are good, but they're not as good as an actual dedicated camera with interchangeable lens and everything, right? So that's why using like an HDMI camera like this one with interchangeable lens, obviously with the bigger sensor, you're gonna get better image quality. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's everything that you need. Of course, I got this little rig. The reason why I got this rig for the camera, again, this is gonna depend on the type of camera they're using. But the reason why I got this, so not the rig, but the cage, right? Having a cage is gonna help you because, forget to mention, the one that I'm using is made by Nice Rig. It's because if you wanna mount the phone on the top of it, right? A cage is gonna give you the ability to add to mount your phone, okay? But on the top of that, you may need to add something like a microphone, right? Because eventually, if you're streaming, somehow you need to connect some, some microphone to it. Now, I'm not gonna be connecting any microphone, but with, because you have a cage like this, it gives you multiple mounting points where you can add a microphone, you can add maybe a small light if you're doing like some sort of mobile arrow, kind of stream. You can do that. So having a cage is definitely going to help you. Now, I'm not gonna recommend any specific cage because I don't know which camera you're gonna be using, but keep that in mind because it's gonna help you a lot. So let's go ahead and actually put it together. So basically, it's super simple. All you gotta do is just mount everything together. So I'm just gonna go attach my phone clamp here, right? My phone holder on the top of the cage, and I'm just gonna go add my phone like so, right? Something like this. And that's pretty much it. So now the USB type C is gonna go into my phone just like so, right? Now this USB part of the cable, right? The USB cable, the female one, we're gonna connect this into the capture card, just like that. And then the capture card is gonna connect into the camera via the HDMI cable. So I can go ahead and just connect the HDMI cable like this, boom. And I can just go around a little bit. Again, because the cable is a little too long, it might look a little messy. So that's why I'll encourage you to get like a short cable, right? So, and that's pretty much it, guys. Our rig is complete. As you can see, it's pretty simple. Now, if you're going around, you probably can attach this rig to something like maybe a gimbal, or I have a monopod here. You can even use a tripod, but I guess since this is a mobile rig, you may want to use something like a monopod because you can move around with it, or a gimbal. So this is what it will look like when it's completely done. Again, I can add a microphone if I wanted to. Just want to make sure I can mount it somewhere here, underneath, or on the side, depending on what I'm trying to do. In fact, let me just bring a quick mic here. So I've got this little Rode microphone Go 2. Now, since it cannot fit underneath, the phone is kind of blocking. By the way, with this little clamp that I have here from Ulanzi, I can put the microphone on the top here, but I feel like it's not the best place to put it. So as you can see, I'm able actually to connect the microphone right here All right, so I can put it here on the actual camera's hot shoe, and then I have a cold shoe on the cage where I can actually mount the phone clamp, and that's pretty much it. So I can now have access to my OmniStream. Now, to have access to OmniStream, you definitely need to go to Google Play and download it. And once you install it, you're gonna see it's not free. However, it's actually really affordable. They even have like plans where you can just use it for 24 hours, just pay for 24 hours, and once you're done, you don't have to pay anything anymore. So I'm gonna put some prices on the screens for you guys to take a look, and of course I'm gonna leave a link down below to OmniStream website so you can check it out. But guys, like, I really recommend this software, especially if you're doing some sort of mobile live streaming. So far, I feel like it's the best application that I have seen that can do all the things that you're able to do inside the phone, you know, allowing you to connect DSLR cameras like this, allowing you to even stream from your own, like your actual built-in the phone's camera as well. And yeah, so once you have it installed, all you gotta do, so let me just open it just to give you a quick tour. So I'm just gonna go to OmniStream. I mean, for the first time, of course, it's gonna ask you to log in, add your phone number and your email address and stuff like that. And once you log in, they're gonna send you an email confirming and giving you your login credentials and everything. Just log in here. This is what the application is gonna look like. Now, to be able to access your camera's HDMI signal coming in, you're gonna have to go into developers settings inside your phone, and you need to enable what's called USB debugging, right? Once you enable that, your phone is gonna be able to capture signal or, you know, HDMI signal coming from the capture card, right? That's a key step to actually have to do. And once you have that enabled, this is what OmniStream is gonna look like. So as you can see, if I go to this hamburger menu, this is where you're gonna have like all the settings, okay, and make, you know, choose, you know, a few things depending on what you're trying to do. You also have on the top here, you can choose the bit rate that you want to send. So let's say this is something you can even change in real time. So if you're streaming and then your network is getting a little, you know, weak, right, you can change the bit rate. So as you can see, you can go from 1 megabits per second, 1 megabit per second, to up to 16 megabits per second, right? Usually they say if you were doing Facebook or YouTube, 6 megabits per second is gonna give you really good signal. And then on the top of that, you also have here this camera icon. This is where the magic happens. So this is where you can choose if you want to use, so you go to camera source, and then you can choose if you wanna use the internal camera, right, internal back or internal front. So it means you wanna use the front facing camera of your phone or the rear camera, right? You can do that. But also you can choose what they call Omni Capture. So basically Omni Capture is gonna allow you to bring in the signal coming from your phone. So now I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my camera. And then as you can see, it says allow OmniStream to access your USB video. All you gotta do is just hit OK, and boom, we should be able to get a signal coming from my phone. So let's go. So yeah, again, few steps. Make sure you go to settings, USB debugging, and then if you were running OmniStream, you can restart it, and it's gonna be able to, once you go here under camera source, and then choose Omni Capture, you can also choose the frame rate. By the way, it does take even 4K, and I have never tried 4K to see how it would be able to handle it. I would just be scared that my phone is going to overheat. So again, I would just encourage you to start with full HD, but you still have 4K if you want to try 4K as well, right? So you can choose the resolution and the frame rate, all right? And then boom, you can even choose the codec, right? If you want to use H.265, which is super great, especially, which is super cool if you're using some things like SRT, or you can even use H.264, by the way. So you have both. For me, I'm just gonna choose H.264, and that's pretty much it. Now when it comes to microphone, if I go here, you can see I have the ability to choose a microphone coming, the built-in microphone from my phone, or I can even use the USB audio, which is gonna be the audio coming from the capture card through HDMI, which in my case I'll be using that because I have an external microphone connected to the camera, so I can bring that good audio coming from that microphone, right? So you can do that. If you want to mute your audio, you can do so as well. And that's pretty much it. And as for our network, you can see we have 2 networks being bonded already, which is awesome. 2 network sources. And then the last thing here, if you go to this menu here, okay, so let me just go here. There's this arrow menu here, okay. This is where you're gonna set up your outputs and things like that. So as you can see, if you want to go live to Facebook, you can just choose Facebook, log in, follow instruction, super easy, and be able to go live. If you want to go live to YouTube, same thing, you just choose the YouTube icon and just follow instructions. You're gonna be able to kind of follow instructions, log into your YouTube account, and be able to go live. You can also set up things like SRT, you can do custom RTMP, you can do Instagram and other destinations that you want. You have SRT listener and you have SRT caller. Right now it was set up. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete the SRT, right? So many cool things that you can do. You can even stream to OmniStream servers if you wanna just live stream to a private link, right? It will be on OmniStream server, and then you can grab that link and send to your viewers or your audience, right? Okay, it would be like a private live stream kind of thing, right? So that's pretty much it. Now, if you want to know how you can multi-stream using the OmniStream application, meaning let's say you want to go live to YouTube and Facebook at the same time, either using your phone or you use actually the DSLR camera or any HDMI source, by the way, right? You want to make sure you check out this video right here. I'm actually working on it, and as soon as it's done, it's gonna be linked right here. So check it out, guys, and I'll see you there. Take care.